Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for showing up today. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jane. So guys, today I'll be talking about some of the habits that keep people broke. But before I go into that, I need to mention something. There's this general saying that, oh, a lot of immigrants don't make money, or a lot of immigrants don't become rich or become wealthy, a lot of immigrants don't blow. But I beg to differ and not agree. I refuse to agree to that, because a lot of immigrants are making it. A lot of immigrants are becoming rich. A lot of immigrants are becoming wealthy in the different countries that they have chosen to settle. Okay, there's so many ways that people make money now, ways that we didn't even think before could be possible. People are using it to make money and build wealth. Okay, so if that is what you have in your mind, that immigrants are not supposed to be rich or wealthy, they're just supposed to be comfortable, please drop it. Well, if you want to have that in your mind, you can, but I don't believe that is true, because I've even seen immigrants that are very wealthy. Okay, so I agree that there's sometimes some behaviors that immigrants have, or some habits that they have, that can keep them broke, but I don't believe that general saying that immigrants cannot be rich or wealthy. In this video, we're going to talk about some of those habits that keep people broke, especially immigrants, and hopefully we're able to have this information and walk around that and break free from all this, or having the knowledge as to okay, so this is something that can actually keep me broke. How do I go about this? Is very important. Okay, now the first point that I'll talk to you guys about is the black tax. I keep talking about this, and I've mentioned this in another video before. Black tax is when blacks like us feel obligated to send money back home. Some people say it's maybe paying others first, some people will say it's black tax and all, but what it basically means is you having to send money home, you feeling obligated to send money back home. Okay, now when you go to a new country, you leave your family, or maybe you leave your friends back home, and then sometimes your family or your friends or whoever can reach out to you and say, oh, so person needs money, or so person needs to do this, so person needs to get this done, and they need you to send money. Sometimes we'll feel the need to, or we feel like it's our responsibility to take care of everybody else, and that is one habit that can keep some people broke. I'm not saying do not help, I'm just saying have ways to manage that. Okay, so even if you're going to be sending money to your family, to your friends, you need to understand that if you're trying to build your wealth, then you need to manage that sensibly. Okay, people shouldn't just call you at every point in time and say send money, and you just send all your savings back. Now, there's sometimes that maybe it's life threatening that you really need to do this, but have this in mind that you need to pay attention to this, because sometimes, truth be told, sometimes some people just take advantage of the fact that you will send this money, or that you have a good heart and you feel, okay, let me just help this person. Some people will take advantage of that, which is why I say you need to be sensible when you're doing this. If you need to send money home, just be sensible around that. Find out that they really need that money. Okay, find out who needs that money, if it's you who should be doing that and all that. Just find ways to manage that and pay attention to this, so that you can help yourself too. Okay, you need to have savings for yourself, because in the long run, if you don't have savings, some of these people will still be the ones to say, she don't date abroad how many years, what does she have to show for it? Okay, so just put yourself, sometimes it's just nice to put yourself first. Okay, now the second habit that I'll talk to you guys about is living on credit. You guys, if you live in the Western countries, you live in Canada, you live in the UK, you live in the US, you guys already know that these countries are credit based. So you have credit card flying around. You want to build your credit because it gives you access to a lot of other benefits. So a lot of people live on credit. Okay, but you need to be very careful with this one, because it can put you in trouble. Some of the interest rates for this credit are not cheap. So if you default, you'll be losing so much money, and you'll be paying catch up, so to say. You will just be giving them your money in order to cover the debt that you already have. So even if you have credit cards, I'm not saying you don't get credit cards. It is important that you use your credit cards because, like I said, you need to build credit that will give you benefits or give you access to other benefits. But just be very careful around this. You do not want to owe. You want to clear that out as soon as you can. Personally, I would say if you cannot afford something, there's no need getting it. Okay, just have that mentality that you had before, that if I don't get money to buy this thing, then make I wait till I get money. Okay, so if you have that mentality, it kind of regulates your spending. So let's say you want to buy something that you really don't need this, but you just want it because you have available credit, and then you spend that money on it. If you continue with that kind of attitude, it builds up, and over time you might just default on one of these cards, and you just don't want to get in that place or get to that place where you're struggling to pay back something and you don't even have the means of income to balance up everything. Do you get my point? So some people get credit limits that are really high, and then you know that when I spend this money, even my income, my salary will not cover the amount that I've spent on this, but you still go ahead to spend it because you have it. That attitude will get you into trouble. So just be very careful when it comes to handling credit, paying your credit and all. You also don't want to default on these things. Some of them have interest rates higher than 20%. Okay, so please be very careful when you're using your credit cards for payments, or when you're basically living on credit cards. You always want to balance that out and be debt free. Okay, guys? Now, another thing that I need to mention, number 3, is people don't like to budget. I mean, I've said this a number of times. You need to know your income and you need to know your expenses. Have your income and expenses, draw that up so that you have an idea of how much is coming, how much is going out. Okay, we've talked about this in another video, so I don't want to dwell too much on this part, but it's just important that you have this figure, have the rough figure. I'm not saying have the breakdown of, oh, if I spend £5 I should know, if £10. I mean, some people can go down like that, like nitty gritty, but some people don't have that patience. But it's just nice if you have like a broad view of, oh, this is the amount that comes in, this is the amount that goes out, and this is how much I'm saving. I have this information. Is very important. Having the financial information of your funds, or having like a breakdown of your funds, will keep you in a better place to manage your funds. Okay, you don't want to just wing it all the time. It's just nice to have your budgeting on point. Another point that I need to mention is similar to the budgeting, but it's knowing the whole financial system of where you are. Like in the UK, we don't feel know I'm all. Okay, you can't know everything at once, but it's nice if you can actually search for information around this. If there's something you want to do financially, find the information, do your research, read up about it, and this information will help you plan better. Okay, sometimes it could be videos, it could be podcasts, it could be reading up that you need to do to get the information that you need. Please do that. Okay, this will help you. Another point that you need to also pay attention to is media. So when I say media, I mean, like, with all the good stuff being shown to us, I mean, it's very easy to fall into temptation. But again, be very careful when you're making your decisions. So there are so many things showing you the best places to travel to, the best things to buy. If you cannot afford these things, don't worry. The time will come when you will afford them. So if you cannot travel to a particular place now, it doesn't mean you won't be able to afford it next year. Okay, don't go into debt trying to do that now. Someone will say trying to live your tomorrow today. Do the one that you can do. If you cannot afford to leave the country this year, perhaps you can look for areas around the country, or areas around your home that you can take your vacation, okay, just to save money, if that is something that you really want. In terms of buying stuff, so if it's clothes, it's shoes, it's hair, whatever it is, just be very sensible so you're not spending more than you actually have. Don't bite more than you can chew. That's what I'm trying to say. There's so many beautiful things being shown to us. There's so many. Like, if you go by what you see, you will go bankrupt. So just be very careful with all that stuff. Keep it in mind that, oh, I'm trying to, gather my wealth. So having that in mind will help you be more alert. So there's sometimes that you need to spend, there's sometimes you don't need to spend, you need to save. Okay, just having that in mind just helps the whole financial growth thing. Okay, so that's what I wanted to mention here. Keep in mind that doing all these things and a little more, of course, will lead to better results. And yes, let me remind you guys that immigrants can be very wealthy, immigrants can be rich. And you, if you're watching this and you're an immigrant, you can be all these things and more. Okay, so guys, if you stay till now, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Help me share this video as it will help promote the channel. Put in the comment section if you think that there is any points that can make immigrants, a break free from the whole brokenness. Put in the comment section. There are some tips that you can share with us that will benefit from. So if you have all that, please put in the comment section. Thank you again. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button now to join the family, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye guys.